Hello and welcome to Chart of the Day Cafe for Tuesday, February 19th, 2019. Disclaimer quickly, trading stocks has a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Always for your further homework. Good morning, Sue here. Hope you had a great long weekend. I sure did. It was so nice to have that extra day. Anyway, with that, let's get straight into today's video. I'm starting my video a little late this morning, so I'm going to kind of speed through it a bit. I'm looking at the futures. It's about 9:15 and the futures are off. So needless to say, I'm going to be extra careful in this area, but let's get into today's video and start with that Russell index that I always like to start with. So we're looking at the IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell 2000. I look at this because I want to make sure that before I look at any new names for my watch list, I'm looking at them in a rising market environment. So this is the 5-year monthly of the Russell. Ideally, what I like to see is this 8-day EMA supporting price. So I like to see the 8-day EMA underneath, ideally the monthly, daily, and weekly candles. So I like this kind of a look, this uptrend that we were in from early 2016 to the latter part of 18. We had that big sell-off. January was a big positive candle, and here we are for the month of February. I've drawn another line in, so this is going to be my medium-term support now, and this pink line is my short-term support. You can see where I picked it up in this area of consolidation over here early in 2018. So far the candle for the month of February is a bullish one, and it's starting to engulf my 8-day EMA, but we still have half the month to go. Anything can happen, so keeping a close eye here. So that's the monthly look on the Russell. Let's take a look at it on the weekly. We had a big, strong, solid week last week. So look, here's my short-term area of support and resistance. I like the way it consolidated here for a little while, and then it had that lift last week. So this is going to be my reference this week. I want to see price stay within the body of last week's candle. So we're expressing some softness this morning, but I want to make sure that its price this week stays above this pink line. I hope that's easy to understand. So price on the Russell is up and over my 8-day EMA on so far the monthly and the weekly and the daily. So here it is on the daily. So with that, I'm going to feature or refeature Chart of the Day Cafe. And the chart that I wanted to highlight for you this morning is Teck Resources. This is a dual listed Canadian company. We are looking at it on the US side. You know me at Chart of the Day Cafe, I am all about the fundamentals underneath my chart. And I can tell you that Teck has a good value score, along with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 16%, a current PE of 7.49, and it's got a dividend yield of 0.69%. I featured Teck in April of 2018. So somewhere in here, and it had this little lift. We're looking at the weekly chart here. So it had that lift for several weeks, but then it fell below my 8-day EMA. But I'm refeaturing it here, and again, we're looking at the 2-year weekly because it's up and over this area of support resistance, my orange line. It consolidated here for quite a while. It had some lift. They announced earnings last week. The market did not like their earnings, but I would suspect that it may find some support in this area. We'll see. I have no idea what the market wants to do, but I like the look of this chart, and with those scores and the sector that it's in, it may start to find some support in this area and lift up and over that 3 and 8 that I look for. So I like to look at bear charts. We're looking at the chart with just that blue 8-day EMA on it. I'm going to put my 3 and 8 on and say, for me, I like to see price, the pink line, cross over the blue. So in an area of support on a good chart that I know a little bit about, I know the scores, I know the industry that it's in, and I know some background on the company. I'm looking for that pink line to cross over that blue and the uptrend to possibly reestablish itself. And I emphasize possible. I have no idea what Teck will do. I have no insight on the markets whatsoever. I'm just like you, but I like the support. I see the sector that it's in, and so I will be monitoring this one for that lift in the days ahead. Along with my new watch list pick, I also like to take a look at the sector that it's in, and for that we're looking at IYM, which is the ETF for the basic materials sector. 2-year weekly chart, you can see the 2-year weekly kind of trading sideways, a little bit flat, but what I like about it is that it's up and over this area of support resistance, just over. Now this is the weekly chart, but it had a nice strong week last week, and I will be watching to see if that trend might continue in the weeks ahead. And if it does, then Teck is a really good name within that sector. And so to quickly recap, let's go back and check the boxes. I started today's video with a look at the Russell Index, and we note that overall, the Russell's been showing price strength, with price currently up and over that 8-day EMA on the daily, weekly, and now monthly chart. Now the month of February is not complete yet, so I want to make sure that it does stay above the 8-day EMA on the monthly as well. So I'm checking that box for now. We looked at Teck Resources. We looked at the 2-year chart, and we can see that Teck is sitting at an area of possible price support and price strength continuation. They announced earnings last week. As I mentioned, they were not received well, but being as it's got great scores and in a good sector, I am going to be watching to see if it starts to lift here in the next few days. We looked at the sector that it's in, IYM, the basic materials ETF, and kind of like Teck, it's trading sideways on the 2-year chart, but up and over an area of support, and may continue to show strength in this area. Teck has a good value score. Oops, sorry about that. It's got a good growth score with a forecasted earnings growth rate going forward of 16%, a current dividend yield of 0.69, does not have that 3 and 8 EMA cross that I look for, so that's not checked. It does have seasonality in its favor. I checked that. You can go back to my original April 2018 video to check that if you'd like. Analyst support, I'm going to let you decide. I looked at FinViz. It had a recent downgrade, but for the most part, it seems pretty positive. I'll let you decide on that one. It's got a current PE of 7.49, and it looks as though their next earnings will be on April 24th. Thank you for watching today's video. If you like these videos, please give them a like or comment. It's always nice to see some feedback from viewers on these videos. With that, I'll leave you. My next video goes out on Thursday. Have a great next couple of days. Thanks for watching.